Have you ever thought about how easily your life can crumble? One moment you're on top of the world, and the next it all falls apart. By lot, by fate, by the will of the gods. What you do in those moments of despair defines who you are. Here are your three anchors in the storm: discipline, duties, and pain. Whether your life is falling completely apart, or you've just encountered a harsh setback, without them, you're lost. In terms of the pain, there's one part I wasn't sure you're prepared to hear. Nonetheless, I chose to share it with you, as it wouldn't feel right to withhold it. I don't know how you will react, so you'll find it at the end. For now, let's say you've hit rock bottom. Everything's a mess, right? Your room looks like a war zone, you can't focus at work, and your family and friends feel like a distant responsibility. Guess what? Life doesn't care. You have to get it together, even when it feels impossible. Discipline and duties will keep you moving forward, even in the darkest times, if you follow the next two rules. The first rule is, consistency builds discipline. Maintaining discipline in tough times is crucial, but it is also damn hard. So how do you do it? Create a routine and stick to it. Wake up at the same time every day, make your bed, clean your damn room. It sounds trivial, but it's about establishing control. If you can manage the small things, you can start managing the chaos in your life. Also, remind yourself why you must keep going. When you feel like giving up, think about what you're fighting for. Whether it's your family, your dreams, or your self-respect, keep that reason at the forefront of your mind. To truly grasp the next rule, you must understand that ultimately, the world doesn't give a fuck about you. Why should it? The world owes you nothing. Think of a wounded animal. If it can't hunt anymore, it will starve to death, and that's it. The harsh reality. As a result, we reach the second rule. Discipline in maintaining your responsibilities is non-negotiable, no matter what has happened. Fulfill your duties. Go to your job even if you're dragging your feet. If you don't have one anymore, start looking for one. Care for your family and friends even when you feel detached. It's hard, I know, but you simply have no other choice. Consider the wounded animal once more. In its injured state, it is impossible for it to hunt prey of its usual size. If it attempts to do so, well, good luck with that. To survive, you must scale down your demon. Your life might be falling apart, but you can always set a small, achievable goal. Scale down the demon until it's conquerable for you, and eventually, it will fall. For example, if you want to get back in shape, don't aim to run a marathon immediately. Start with a 10-minute walk and get better from there on. If you're overwhelmed with problems, don't try to tackle everything at once. Start by organizing and making a simple to-do list for the day. Each small step builds momentum, and before you know it, you're conquering mountains. What I'm telling you now is absolutely crucial, so listen up. Always remind yourself that even if you succeed by only 1% a day, it is great. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Each step forward is a step away from the pit you're in. Celebrate those small wins. With time, they will add up to your ascent from the abyss. Before we move on to the next rule, there's one last thing I need to mention because it might save a life someday. If everything falls apart, and you no longer have the strength to handle it alone, it's not shameful to seek help. Reach out for support before it's too late. Don't be a lone wolf. A lone wolf stands little chance in the wilderness, but the pack survives. Real strength lies in numbers. Please remember that. Now, let's deal with the pain. Whether it is the grief and loneliness of losing a loved one, or the frustration and anger of failing in your job, pain and despair are not inherently bad. They can be used to trigger your deepest instincts and prepare you for your final stand against the overwhelming force of your demons. Pain is a complex beast. It's not just one emotion, but a mix of anger, grief, frustration, and helplessness, just to name a few. These feelings can easily lead to emotional outbursts or destructive behaviors like drug abuse or isolation. But what if I told you that you can transform this pain into a powerful force for good? Take anger, for instance. Instead of lashing out, use it to fuel your workouts. Especially if you're doing something like MMA or boxing, channel the anger into your training and become a beast. Hit the gym, push your limits, and let your rage drive you to be stronger and fitter. Grief can be equally powerful. Many artists turn their lifelong pain into iconic art that still speaks to millions, creating a legacy for the ones they lost. Pick up a paintbrush or write a story. Let your grief fuel your creativity and create something that speaks from the depths of your soul. And when your work is finished, burn it. Although this is optional, it helped me a lot. This ultimately points to the third rule. Channel your pain into constructive activities. Don't let it consume you. Despite everything I've told you so far, I must be honest with you. I hope you're not disappointed, but it wouldn't feel right if I didn't share this. The truth is, for many of us, including myself, the pain will never completely fade. It will always be a part of us, a shadow that follows us through life. However, with these strategies, we can learn to live with it, harness it, and transform it into a source of strength and motivation. Our pain becomes a catalyst for growth. Many of us will feel this pain at some point in life. It is inevitable, but the suffering is optional. Use your pain as fuel, the raw, powerful energy that, when channeled correctly, can lead to incredible achievements. Turn your pain into a driving force for greatness. And perhaps, in a strange way, it is good if the pain stays with us. The famous writer Tennessee Williams once said, "If I got rid of my demons, I'd lose my angels too."